Alright, what is up guys? Back again. Another deck profile. This is going to be an updated Kozmo deck profile, so we've got Demise artifacts now instead of just Demise. I like the artifacts a lot better because it adds a bit more control to the game, and where this deck is really slow after the ban list, the extra control from the artifacts and the extra monsters you can get from it do help a lot. So yeah, I'll get right into it. So of course the one Dark Destroyer. Standard stuff. Bumped it up to 2 Forerunners. I really like this just for rank 7s and the ability to float down. Also back to 3 Slip Riders instead of the 2 I was running. I like this just for the rank 5 plays and the ability to make Cyber Dragon Infinity. The 1 Dark Lady, pretty standard. 1 Wicked Witch. 2 Sword Troopers. Because the rank 3 plays are really important. Being able to bring something like Dark Lady back from your graveyard is really a big plus in this deck. The 1 Farm Girl, still pretty standard. 1 Strawman. And the probably best card in the deck, 3 Tin Can. You want to open this as much as possible and you want to see it as much as possible. So that's it for the Kozmo monsters. For the artifacts, we've got 1 Scythe and 1 Morale-Tech. You can run 2 Scythe. I find 1 is good, just because you don't really want to draw into it. You mostly want to get into it off of Sanctum. So 1 and 1 is a pretty good ratio. That's it for the monsters. Into these spell traps, the 3 Kozmo Towns and 1 Terraforming. I still find this is the perfect ratio for this deck, because you don't want to open multiples of it, but you do want to see it. Of course, triple Demise deck. If you resolve this card, you have a pretty good chance of winning the game. So, yeah, super important. Still the 1 E-Telly and 1 Upstart Goblin just for that extra small bit of consistency. Triple Cosmojo, still one of the better cards in the deck. Still super broken. This is the last of the artifact engine. Triple Sanctum, just let you get into your artifacts, pick whatever one you want from your deck. It's just a free summon, and if it does get destroyed, you still get to destroy a monster on the field, or a card on the field, so still super useful. Triple Call the Haunted, not running Oasis anymore, because I ended up cutting it, because this deck does have a lot more monsters, so it plays on your turn a lot more than it used to play on the opponent's turn. So Oasis wasn't really necessary, and 3 Call the Haunteds is perfectly fine. Still running 2 Drownings. I still find this card's really good, because a lot of people don't expect it in a deck like this, so yeah, when you resolve it, it can be a pretty big blowout. 1 Vanities, because it's Vanities, and 1 Warning and 1 Strike. You can run more strikes if you want. I found 1 was okay just because you are paying a lot of life points in this deck. So you're not always going to have enough life points to pay for the cost. Going to the extra deck now. Pretty standard extra deck stuff, not really going to explain a lot of it. Leviair, Nightmare Shark, Grand Pulse, the Giga Brilliant Corbage combo, Durandal, Magna Liger, Volcasaurus, Pleiades, the Nova Infinity, Gaia Dragon, Odd Eyes Absolute for negating attacks, 1 Draco Sack, and 1 Cyber End Dragon for the Nova effect. And that is it for the extra deck. Alright, so that is it for the updated Kozmo deck profile. A couple thoughts on it. I like this build a lot better than the last one. I find the artifacts make it a lot more consistent and allows you to control your opponent a lot more than you could in the old build. And I did bump up the monster count by a couple monsters, so it does last a bit longer in games. Like, you're not going to run out of resources later on anymore. So I do find this build is really good and a lot better than the last one. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.